Hello and welcome to part 1 of Google Analytics reports for beginners. This forms a unit of the Understanding Your Website Visitors module. Do you know how many visitors your website gets every day, or where they're coming from, or which device they're using to access your site? These are just some of the things that Google Analytics, or GA, can show you. We're not going to talk about the setup process. That should be left to your web designer. In this unit, we're going to find out what are the most important reports to show you who is visiting your website and how they found it. The audience overview is the default screen you'll see when you access GA, and it includes graphs, percentages and pie charts on things like how many people visited your site in the last month, how many of them are first-time visitors and how many have returned to your site, how many pages were viewed along with the average number of pages per visit, how long the average visitor stayed on your page, your site's bounce rate, meaning how many people left a page they landed on without viewing another page. You'll also see some demographics, system and mobile reports at the bottom of the overview screen. On the left side of the page, you'll see a menu with several sections, and each section includes valuable information about your site's visitors, about how they're behaving and how the content is performing. I'll walk you through each section and explain how you can use that information to your advantage. The audience menu is where you need to go when you want to find out more about your visitors. You can find out demographics, which let you know about their age and gender. Interests is Google's best guess about what they're into. Geo will tell you about the languages they speak and their location, including a map overlay which you can click on for more detailed information about where your visitors are coming from. The next sub-report in this audience section is behaviour. New versus returning shows you how many users are visiting your site for the first time and how many of them are returning. While it's great to have loads of new visitors, it's also very important to keep them coming back to your site. Frequency and recency tells you how often your returning visitors are coming back to your site. You can also view the days since last visit report, which shows you how many days have passed since the last time your return visitors have been on your site. Engagement shows you two metrics: session duration, how much time a visitor has spent on your site, and page, or how many pages a visitor has viewed. You want a high number of visitors that are viewing more than one page and are spending more than a few seconds on your site. The more time they spend and the more pages they visit, the more interested they are in what you have to say or offer. One very useful report in the audience section is mobile. The mobile tab tells you how many people are accessing your site using a mobile or tablet device. Plus, you'll even get to see which specific mobile devices they're using. If you discover that a high percentage of your visitors are using their smartphones to visit your site, this is a clear sign that you need to create a mobile-friendly version of your site to ensure that your site is displayed properly on desktop and mobile as well. The last report is called User Flow, which features a cool flowchart that shows you exactly how visitors navigate through your site, where they came from, which page they landed on, and which page they were on when they left the site. From the top drop-down menu, you can choose different starting points. For example, maybe you want to see the complete journey of visitors coming from social networks. For this, choose Social and then Social Network from the drop-down menu and visualize their journey through your site. The acquisition section is one of the most important in GA. That's because it shows you exactly where your traffic is coming from. You can use this to see which of your advertising is working best and if your SEO efforts are paying off. Your traffic should come from a range of channels and not from a single source. Like anything else in business, you don't want to depend on a single source of sales, because if that source fails, your sales will dry up. For example, if you get all your traffic from organic search and Google updates their algorithm, which leads to your site no longer ranking, bang goes your new customer channel. To see exactly which search engines, social networks and websites are sending you the most traffic, you'll want to take a look at each of the sections under Acquisition. By clicking on All Traffic and then the Channels menu, you can see how someone discovered your site. Paid Search tells you how much traffic is coming from your AdWords campaigns. If you click on the AdWords menu, You can get even more detailed reports for traffic driven by your ads, including campaigns, keywords, and the keyword positions, hour of the day when most people clicked on your ads, and much more. To activate this properly, you need to link your Google Analytics with your AdWords account. Organic search can help you understand your SEO efforts. If you click on the Search Engine Optimization menu, you can find the search queries people use to get to your site. To access this data, you'll need to connect your site in the Google Search Console to your Google Analytics account. Direct is where people are typing in your website URL directly into their browser or hitting a bookmarked link. These will typically be your current customers or people who have learned about your website through word of mouth. Social provides some insightful information about your social media efforts. You will not only get to see which social networks are sending you the most traffic, but also which pages were the most popular on each social network. All referrals is a bit more specific, as it only includes visits from people who landed on your site after clicking on a link from another website. This is a great way to check traffic coming from external sites where you might have published a guest post. Well, that was part 1 of Google Analytics Reports for Beginners unit, which is part of the Understanding Your Website Visitors module. Whilst we didn't look at all of the reports, by now hopefully you'll know the answers to key questions like how many visitors your website gets every day, where they're coming from, which device they're using to access your site. Now it's time to test what you've learnt by taking our quiz.